So let's just set a scene for a second. You have to manage a server room. It's loud, it's freezing, and you really don't want to be in there.
Hmm.
But the computer you need is locked in a rack, and your desk with your coffee is maybe 2 football fields away.
Right, which is what, about 600 feet?
Yeah.
If you just ran a normal monitor cable that far, you'd get nothing. Just static.
And that's where this piece of hardware we're diving into today comes in. It's the NTI ST-C5KVMRS-600. It's a KVM extender that claims to solve exactly that problem.
And it does it in such a weirdly fascinating way. It's bridging really old interface tech with, modern building infrastructure.
A collision of eras, really. You have the legacy side, VGA video, PS2 for the mouse and keyboard.
And then the modern side is how it sends that data. It
Mm.
just uses a standard CT5 or CT6 Ethernet cable.
Just so we're all on the same page, KVM is keyboard, video, and mouse. But this isn't a switch for toggling between two PCs. This is all about extension.
Yeah, it's about distance. The system uses two boxes. There's a local unit that plugs into the server in the rack.
And then a remote unit that sits on your quiet desk.
Exactly. And the magic happens in between. Instead of some ridiculously thick, expensive 600-foot VGA cable, you just use a regular Ethernet patch cable.
That's the part that really stood out to me. We think of Ethernet for, digital internet traffic. But here, they're using the copper wires inside to send analog VGA signals.
Which is way harder than it sounds. Twisted pair cabling, the stuff in Ethernet cords, it can really distort analog video. You get ghosting or weird color shifts.
Right.
So NTI makes this big claim that this unit has the sharpest VGA quality over CT5 because it's actively fighting that signal decay.
The specs seem to back it up. We're talking 1920 by 1440 resolution. I mean, that's a lot taller than your standard 1080p HD.
Yeah, getting that kind of clarity through a non-video cable over 600 feet is,
Yeah.
well, it's some serious engineering.
It even adjusts automatically.
It does. It senses how long the cable is
Mm.
and then tunes the signal equalization to match. You don't have to sit there fiddling with dials to get a sharp picture.
But who is this actually for? I mean, the compatibility list is like a trip back in time. It supports modern Windows and Linux, sure, but also Solaris, Mac OS 9, and something called a Sunfire V20s.
It even supports the IBM scroll point mouse. I mean, that tells you everything. This is not for a home office. This is for like industrial or lab environments where critical machines might be running an OS from 1999.
And for those places, this dual access feature seems essential. It lets you have a keyboard and monitor at the server and at the remote desk simultaneously.
Oh, that's huge for maintenance. A technician can be in the server room at the local console, while a supervisor watches or helps from their office. It's not one or the other.
Okay, and speaking of things going wrong, I saw this Keep Alive emulation feature. What's that about?
Right, so some of those older operating systems, they're twitchy.
Right.
If you unplug a PS2 keyboard, the whole computer can just freeze or crash.
It thinks the hardware failed.
Exactly. So this extender spoofs the connection.
What?
It's constantly telling the server, hey, the keyboard's still here, even if it gets unplugged at the other end. It basically stops the server from crashing over a peripheral glitch.
That context really helps explain the price. It's about $770.
Yeah, which sounds like a lot if you just want to extend your screen.
But you're not paying for a cable extender. You're paying for uptime assurance, for reliability, and that TAA compliance for government use.
It's an industrial tool, not a consumer gadget. It can operate up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It has surge protection. Its job is to keep that server running no matter what.
So you're essentially putting your critical hardware in a secure vault, but keeping the keys, the keyboard, and mouse accessible from anywhere else in the building.
That's the whole value. Security for the machine, flexibility for the person.
It's just a fascinating reminder that cutting edge isn't always the newest wireless thing. Sometimes it's just about making old, reliable tech work in a new world.
Well, it does make you think, doesn't it? We're so focused on 4K, USB-C, but the machines running our factories are often still speaking VGA and PS2. Maybe the most robust tech isn't what changes every year, but what doesn't have to.